Okay, so welcome to the session. So this is one of the first session after the survey, and I picked up this one from love addiction to self journey, based on many people asking something similar. And what we are going to do is in this session we try to understand what means love addiction and what are the consequences for it for us, for those of you us which get into that addiction for love, and the definition itself. What does it mean? How does it look like? And then we'll get into a little bit about journey of moving from love addiction to self-love and how forgiveness can play a part into that journey. Forgiveness about yourself, but also if you had gone through difficult times with someone, then there is there. And then we will get into the IFS session straight away. And the way I've designed this session is that we will get into the part in the session itself. I'm not asking you to prepare anything, but just keep your pen and pencil ready. And then if you have time, then we will get into tuning forks to release and to see whatever comes out for that. Okay, so that's our agenda for the session itself. Now, let's get into the part of understanding the whole aspect about definition. So fundamentally, well, love addiction is a condition in which person becomes addicted to feeling being in love, seeks out relationships or experiences that provide this feeling, often at the expense of your own self. Now, take an example. You may be into the space of being a love addict or addicted to love. If you are continually entering into relationship despite being repeatedly hurt or rejected because there is an addiction to the high of being in love. So what are some of the things that are associated with that? One is craving for love. So there is an intense craving for love or affection, and that may become obsessive. And it means that actually you may be jumping from one relation to another just for the sake of feeling to be in love. And example could be you may leave a healthy, stable relationship to pursue someone who is emotionally unavailable or treats you poorly because you're driven by the need of their love and affection. So that's what this craving does. Now there's also the fear of abandonment. May also have fear of abandonment that will go to a great length to avoid feeling being alone or being rejected, even if it means settling for relationships that are unhealthy or abusive. For example, one may want to stay in an abusive relationship because they're afraid of being alone and rejected and cannot imagine life without their partner, even if it is abusive. One of the things that is seen is difficulty to setting boundaries in relationships and even ignore red flags or warning signs in order to maintain that relationship. For example, one may allow their partner to treat them poorly, ignore their own needs, or sacrifice their own values because they are unable to set boundaries and maintain healthy relationships. Another aspect that is seen is codependence, which is also often linked to a situation where a person becomes emotionally and mentally dependent on their partner and is unable to function without them. It means you don't feel whole without the other person, and which means that you may, for example, may feel lost, hopeless, or completely consumed in the relationship to the point that you are unable to focus on anything else, and the whole world becomes staying and trying to be in that place because you're so codependent a person. Then, of course, it creates negative impact of life because the thing that happens is you ignore your own needs and interest, and damaging self-esteem and self-worth. So in such a situation, may even neglect their own health, finances, or relationship with friends and family because they're so focused on their relationship and in the high of being in love. So you basically close doors to everything else. Now, what can help? Of course, therapy and support groups and self-help strategy that are basically focused on building self-esteem, forgiveness to self and others, improving communication skills and learning to set healthy boundaries. And the idea is to explore the attachment patterns, identify negative thought patterns and coping mechanisms that are there linked to the addiction of trying to be in love. So what is the journey and what are the key points that are there when you want to go from love addiction to self-love? And what about forgiveness? Uh, one is to move away from negative thoughts and self-criticism that drive your love addiction, which has roots in past experiences. Normally, it all comes from those underlying beliefs, and work on reframing them in a certain way. And we will do it in IFS meditation, where we're going to find that part and understand it and see how it is linked to something which could be in the past, which has elements of self-criticism or negative thoughts. Of course, accepting and letting go. I think this is back to what we do, which is by embracing the present moment and focusing on self-care. The fact that you're here is part of that journey. You are here because you are focusing on self-care, on self-compassion. And one of the things we do in any IFS session is basically find those negative or difficult emotions, find the experiences that are linked to that, and then create a space by healing them so that you could look for more compassion and more positive, fulfilling life. The two elements of forgiveness. One is forgiveness yourself for the past mistakes or negative. This is one which is most prevalent in everyone, which is working especially on something like this, is that you are you know where you are, but a part of you is very vindictive to the self, saying, why are you continuing to do that? And so self-forgiveness involves letting go of trauma conditions that could also actually help you embrace self-compassion and accepting yourself as you are, because you are divine by 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 nature. It's just that the experiences of the past and your way of looking at it from an angle of forgiveness of yourself or not forgiveness of yourself, being critical, that avoids you from working towards it. So that's what we are going to do. And forgiving others. This is, I put it a little bit lower, but my personal experience has been when you learn to forgive yourself for what happened to you, even if somebody else was engaged into that, then actually it's far more easier to forgive others, because there is always someone engaged in in when you take on a trauma or something from the past. So forgiving others is because you hold resentment and anger towards others who have hurt you and contributed to your love addiction, or that could have become toxic. And so there is a kind of anger towards somebody else that has to be looked at. But I always start by looking at yourself and forgiving yourself, and then it's far more easier to work with people that are outside. And that comes, in my view, last, because then it's far more easier to forget others and letting go of the past and the memories associated with those traumatic event situations. Okay. So that's just the context of what we are talking about here when it comes to love addiction and moving towards self-love. So what we are going to do is we are going to actually jump into working on yourself. Okay. Now what I want you to do is just start to relax, be in a comfortable position. If you have a pencil or a paper, just bring it in front of you because it may be useful for you to write. If you want to, you can always, in between the session, you can just open your eyes and write down. If something comes up, it's okay. It's absolutely perfect. Or if you have a habit of always writing, you keep writing whatever comes up. So you do as you feel comfortable. So just be in a comfortable position and see. You can keep your eyes open, you can close your eyes as you want. And just notice your breath with either eyes open or eyes closed. And just notice how the breathing is going into, so the breath as it goes into your body and as it comes out. You don't have to do anything special. Just observe your breath. Stay with it. Notice as the breath comes in and goes out. Continue to focus on your breathing as you continue to relax and stay in a comfortable position. Now imagine there's a white light that is coming down from the heavens, from above, and is entering into your head, is filling up your head, going down your throat, into your shoulders, into your arms, into your fingers, and filling it up. Then going into your chest, filling it up, going down into your belly, filling it up. And then into your hips, filling it up, down your thighs, into your knees, through your legs, and through your feet. The light is going into Mother Earth. See it go deep down. Collect all the positive and powerful energy of Mother Earth and see it coming back through your feet, filling up your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hip area, your belly area, into your chest, filling it up, into your shoulders, filling it up, into your arms and fingers, then going into your neck, filling it up, and into your head. And feel this beautiful and powerful white light with energy and power of Mother Earth filled into every cell of your body. Now imagine a door in your mind. Visualize yourself walking through this door, entering into your inner world. This is a place where all your different parts and aspects of yourself exist, and they are all welcome. And notice any sensation you feel in your body. And continue to breathe and follow your breathing. Now let's bring forward a resource. This can be a person, it can be an experience or a feeling that brings you a sense of comfort and support. It can be a person, an experience, or a feeling that brings you a sense of comfort and support. Now imagine that resource is with you now. And allow yourself to feel its presence. Take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to fully embody the feeling of comfort and support from your resource. Now invite and bring in part of you that is struggling with love addiction. Where do you feel it in or around your body? And give it a name if you like. Whatever name comes in your mind, you can give it to this part. And feel it in or around your body. If you see an image, connect to this image. If you feel it in or around your body, connect to that part of your body where you sense it. And notice, how do you feel towards this? Notice your feeling. Now let's start by bringing in some compassion and curiosity toward this part. Can you imagine reaching out to this part and comforting it with a message of compassion and understanding? Now let's ask this part what it wants and needs from you. Just listen and see what this part has to say. Take a moment. Notice how do you feel towards it as you hear what is asking and its needs from you. See if you can stay in a place of compassion or curiosity towards it. And now let's ask the part, what is it afraid would happen to you? What are these fears? So he just told you what it is protecting you from. Now inquire. And then what will happen if that happens? So what are you really afraid would happen? And wait for it to answer. And notice how you feel towards that part. And see if you can continue to be compassionate towards it. Great. Now let's bring in a resource part that can support and empower this love addiction part. So can you imagine this resource standing beside the love addiction part and offering comfort, strength, and encouragement? Now ask to this part, what else needs to happen for it to be less present and feel relaxed? Notice how do you feel towards this part and stay in a place of compassion, or at least curiosity. Now ask to this part, since when are you doing this role? How old were you when it started and what was going on then? So it normally points to an age or to an event or something that happened in the past. So ask to this part if it would like to heal something and free it up from pain or suffering. Ask for permission that if it is willing to heal something, and if it doesn't give a permission, ask for a reason and see what assurance it is looking for from you. And if it gives permission, then thank it and ask it to be there while you work with this traumatized part to heal it. Now let's bring in this part that holds the pain, the one that was pointed by the addictive part. It could be a younger self of you at a certain age. And if you could find it, see if you can invite it to stand in front of you. It's your younger self right in front of you. And notice if it is looking towards you or away from you. See if you can send it love and compassion as you look at it, till it starts looking at you. Take a moment, send love, send compassion, and notice how you feel towards this younger you. You may feel sad or even detached towards it. But see if you can bring some compassion and continue to breathe till you feel compassion towards it. Now ask to this younger self of you what it wants you to know about itself. Tell it that you are here to listen to it with all the resources offering comfort and strength. Ask this part, the younger you, to share what happened then. How did it feel? And if there were any beliefs that it formed from that experience. So take a moment to listen to this younger you and stay in a place of compassion towards it. Ask it if it wants to tell you more. Anything else? Now check how do you feel towards it, listening to all what it shared. Remember to stay in a place of compassion for this younger you. Now ask the younger you, what should have happened then that did not happen? What should have happened differently? And let it explain that to you. What should have happened then that did not happen? Now, in your own words, with compassion, assure the younger you that you are going to take care of this and will not let it happen again, that this was in the past. And now ask, would that younger you like to stay in the past situation, or would it want to come out of the past into the present and be with you? And if is not willing to, you can go ahead to that and bring her or him out of the past in the present. And if it doesn't want to come back, ask it, is there a safe place for that younger you to stay in between the sessions? So either it comes with you or go to the place where it feels safe. Let it do that. And now ask to this younger you if it is ready to unload or release all that it was carrying. And where does it want to give it up to? You can give it, release it into light, into fire, into earth, into water, into wind. So ask it, where does it want to release? light, fire, earth, water, wind. And wherever it wants to release, see it release everything that it said to you into either fire or into light or into earth or into water or into wind till it is done. Ask this younger you if it is there anything else it wants to release. Maybe there are some other parts that want to unburden and release. And if it says yes, release, let it release whatever it wants to release into fire or earth or water or air. Now ask this part if it would like to invite any qualities it may need now or in the future. Would the younger you like to invite them back to its body, what it may have lost when the trauma came in? So what qualities would it like to invite that it may need now or in the future? Now let those qualities come into every cell of your body. Now ask this younger you, what would it like to do now? What does it wish to do now? Would you like to extend your gratitude and appreciation to the part that gave permission, trusted and step aside to allow this work? Just extend your gratitude towards them. Thank all the parts for all their efforts today. Now that you're connected with them, it's important that you come back to each of them, perhaps through a daily meditation, and let them know that you will be back. Now take a moment to tell to everyone inside of you, all your parts, your vision of life for yourself, what you wish. Let them all hear it. Thank them all. And when it starts to feel complete, slowly come back to the present moment. You can gently open your eyes. And if you want, you can take a few moments to write anything that came in, if you had not been writing. And I will prepare for the tuning forks. Okay, here we go. So we are going to start below the feet. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in and out. So allow to connect. So the sound is passing through your feet into your backbone to the top of your head. Whatever resistance you feel, release it. Now I'm going to ground you. Okay, I'm going to go to the top of the head and now send sound through the top through your system into your feet. There's resistance in the heart. Breathe into your heart. So feel resistance in the left side of the heart. I'm going to go towards the left side of your heart. So this is where mostly there is sadness and losses. So bring to awareness any loss that you feel at any age of your life. And notice how you feel. Stay with it. Take a breath. I'm going to bring the healing tuning fork. When you release. Allow it to free. Now I'm going to release it out. Top of the heart. I'm going to bring the 528 hertz and wrap you. Relax.